Hi, and welcome to my channel, Mixed Bag, where variety is the fun of life. So let's deep dive into the absurd true crime story that has people fascinated by her humorous, but really not overly interesting story. Erin Patterson, the name that's sweeping the true crime world like a viral TikTok dance, except, with less rhythm and more deadly mushrooms. Yes, folks, mushroom killer Erin Patterson. She's not just a woman who made a questionable dinner choice, she's the latest sensation in the world of true crime. A sensation so huge, you'd think she was selling merchandise or had a Netflix special already. Why, you ask? Why has this mushroom-related tragedy captivated the masses? I mean, sure, we've all seen a crime documentary before, but this one, oh no, this one is different. There's something about a woman and some wild fungi that just gets people's attention. You see, it's not about the victims. It's not about the actual crime. It's about mushrooms and Erin's sudden rise to fame as the mushroom killer. Let's dive in. But spoiler alert, it's not as thrilling as it sounds. Here's what happened. In case you've been living under a rock or, Googling mushroom-based crimes in your free time, Erin Patterson invited some people over for a nice meal. A humble dinner, nothing fancy. Just your average meal, with a deadly twist. Turns out, the mushrooms she served weren't just wildly good, they were wild in the most literal sense. Yeah, folks, she served up a deadly dish of death by mushroom. And just like that, bam, you've got a viral crime sensation. How does one woman get so much attention for a meal gone wrong? Why are we so obsessed with her? Is it the mystery of mushrooms? The danger of dinner parties? Or do we just all secretly want to see someone screw up so badly that they make headlines for it? Now, let's talk about the fascination. We're not just talking about people casually Googling what happened with Erin Patterson. No, it's obsession. People are losing their minds over this, like it's a season finale of The Bachelor. People are afraid of her. They're scared of Erin, as though she's some sort of modern-day poison chef, lurking around dinner tables across the globe, ready to add a little spicy dose of death to your salad. Just casually ending lives with some shrooms. But honestly, how much danger can a woman really pose with mushrooms? It's not like she's out there serving actual weapons disguised as food. Though, who knows? Maybe next, she'll be slinging pufferfish sushi at her dinner parties, just to really amp up the drama. The gift in no. Not the kind you wrap in shiny paper. In German, Gift means poison. And this particular gift really does keep on giving. The media can't get enough of Erin Patterson, and as the legal proceedings drag on at a pace that would make even the most patient snail throw in the towel, it's clear that everyone's just waiting for the next sensational tidbit. Meanwhile, Erin's ex-husband is probably thanking his lucky stars that he conveniently did not decide to go to the dinner party. Why did he decide not to go to the dinner party in the first place? That is a conspiracy in itself. I mean, the guy not only gets to avoid becoming a tragic footnote in this mushroom-induced drama, but he's now free to cash in on his luckbook deals, movie adaptations, you name it. Who wouldn't want to write the screenplay for the man who avoided the deadly wild mushrooms? If anything, his brush with luck is about to turn into a lucrative second act. Who needs to worry about the court case when you've got Hollywood knocking on your door? Maybe Renee Zellweger can play Erin. Imagine her in the role, squinting through the chaos, trying to act all innocent while serving up death by mushroom. Renee Zellweger would be perfectly suited for the lead killer role, like she already had acted in a series, The Thing About Pam. Now that's what I call a happy ending, well, for him at least. Because let's be real, anyone's going to milk this for all it's worth. It's definitely the media, who are just sitting back, relishing the slow-motion courtroom drama. There's nothing else to cover nowadays, so let's keep stretching this out until we're all wondering whether Erin's next meal will be her most infamous yet. In the end, what's the big deal? Erin Patterson isn't a mastermind criminal. She's not the mushroom queen of some underground food cult. She's just a woman who killed people by cooking beef Wellington with deadly mushrooms. And in the world of true crime, that's basically equivalent to a heist, right? A meal gone wrong. But because we love drama, we turn it into the most fascinating story of the year. So, the next time you sit down to a meal, ask yourself, could this innocent-looking mushroom be your undoing? Or is it just a lunch break in the age of clickbait? Either way, at least it makes a good story for your next dinner party. Just, maybe skip the wild mushrooms. Here's a newsreel from 7 News Australia, showing how the media is pumping up her story, making it more interesting than it actually is.
Good evening. A key witness is lifting the lid on the mushroom murderer, telling 7 News he knew Erin Patterson was an evil, calculated killer the moment he met her. The emergency doctor was one of the first to raise the alarm after the lethal lunch, and he's got a warning for any prisoner who gets in her way.
Hauled back to her new prison home, Erin Patterson spent her first night behind bars as a convicted mass murderer. A jury decided her fate yesterday. Dr. Christopher Webster made up his mind a long time ago, saying he knew from the moment he met Erin Patterson she was a callous, calculated killer.
She's evil. She had a problem, she had a dilemma, and the solution that she chose is sociopathic.
He was on call at Leongatha Hospital when the mass murderer first arrived, pretending to be sick.
Why have you come to hospital? And the response from Erin, I think I've got gastro. I thought, what's your name? And she said, Erin Patterson. And I was like, oh.
When asked where the lethal mushrooms came from,
Woolworths, single word, that's it. From that moment, in my mind, she was guilty, she was evil, and very smart to have planned it all and carry it out.
That chilling interaction prompted Dr. Webster to call police.
This is Dr. Chris Webster calling from Leongatha Hospital, and I have a concern regarding a patient that presented here earlier but has left the building and is potentially exposed to a fatal toxin from mushroom poisoning.
He was one of 53 crucial witnesses to take the stand during the marathon trial.
It was visceral. I felt the intensity of the hostility and the negativity towards me through her glare.
The prosecution never detailed a motive, but the jury didn't need to decide. Patterson was guilty.
If you don't like the way your in-laws treat you, there are ways to deal with that that don't involve snuffing out the lives of 3 innocent people and attempting to take a 4th. And presumably a 5th if her ex-husband Simon had accepted the invitation.
With the convicted killer behind bars, the Wilkinson and Patterson families spent the day in private.
Just relief, I think, relief for the family.
For 11 weeks, their lives were broadcast to the world.
I think the whole world's watching.
Yeah, everyone seems to be talking about it. You can't not talk about it. It's a thing happening in our local town.
In 2 weeks, it will be 2 years to the date when Erin Patterson lured her lunch guests here and served murder for lunch. The poison wrapped in pastry would go on to change the lives of many, including that of the killer cook herself, after her web of lies were revealed for the jury to judge.
She chose not to take the path of redemption. She chose death.
There's no winners, is there, Lord? There's no winners.
The triple murderer will be settling into prison life in isolation.
She's probably already climbed the hierarchy of the social structure of prison. I think anybody who messes with her is going to regret it. She's not just evil, but she's intelligent.
Cassie Zervos, 7 News.
And attention is fast turning to a possible appeal as Erin Patterson faces a life locked away. Her defence team wouldn't be drawn on the verdict late this afternoon, with the killer cook set to be sentenced later this year.
Outside court a day after a crushing defeat. Defence lawyer Colin Mandy still with nothing to say after he failed to convince a jury Erin Patterson's mushroom meal was a tragic accident.
Mr Mandy, what did Erin say to you after the murder convictions?
The jury instead deciding the mother of two served a recipe for disaster with an intent to kill.
Mr. Mandy, are you planning on making an appeal?
First things first, there's a sentencing hearing, and the judge has to determine what the appropriate sentence is.
Evidence shown in court during the marathon trial now released for the world to see. An insight into Patterson's plan to kill. The receipt of the food dehydrator she claimed she never owned, and CCTV of her dumping it in the days after the deadly lunch. Police recovered it and found samples of death caps on the trays. Also revealed the dining table where Patterson served that deadly meal, prayed with her in-laws and listened to them rave about how good it tasted. Knowing it was only a matter of time before they became sick, she too pretended to fall ill, but panicked and discharged herself from hospital after just 5 minutes as authorities closed in on her crime, recovering the leftovers, taking pictures of them, sampling them and confirming what they suspected. Death caps were slowly killing the 4 guests.
It was planned that she covered it up, that it was all done as a subterfuge, and it was all done in a very chilling and very frightening manner.
When police raided her home, they sat at that same dining table she served the meal at, showing no remorse as she continued to cover up her crime. But a jury saw through her web of lies, deciding Patterson is a cold-blooded killer.
Mr. Mandy, how are you feeling after yesterday's verdict?
Estelle Greepink, 7 News.
Anyway, that's all we've got on the mushroom killer. Will we ever find out what happened? Probably not. But hey, at least it's keeping us entertained until the next random true crime sensation. Thanks for watching, and remember, mushrooms might be delicious, but maybe don't trust anyone who suggests them as the main course. See you next time, when we'll dive into something equally absurd. Bye. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment about your weirdest dinner party experience.